Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to episode 3 of whatever this is on a Saturday morning. I think it's called Coffee Date.
It's a coffee date. I got
is?
coffee, which
Yeah.
is being green screened out right now. I don't know, but
Oh my God, don't. But I have.
So, Shannon, I think you've been on every single one of these so far.
I have.
I think you're 3 for 3.
Yeah.
I'm 3 for 3. Tom, for the very small portion of the pen world that does not know who you are, do you want to introduce who you are?
well, I'm Tom Oddo, as the little name in the bottom left corner would indicate. So, I am first and foremost a fountain pen enthusiast, but I also do happen to work for Goldspot Pens, which is an online pen retailer. If people say like, "Oh, he kind of looks familiar," it's because I am on the YouTube videos that are on Goldspot for the majority. And if you're saying, "Oh, his voice sounds similar," I'm usually also the one that does like the YouTube shorts, so you'll hear my voiceover doing that too. But I also do inkjournal.com as well. So the ink journal notebook for pen and ink collecting was my own invention. I ended up getting self-published, or in this case now I work with Endless to make the ink journal Endless notebook, and also do ink other things. So many things to do with pens and ink. I live in it pretty much every day, in a much larger capacity than just a 9 to 5. So
Yeah.
I'll do.
Yeah, I'm going, yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, no, my 9 to 5 isn't, but I'm still in it all day.
And you're also the creator of 30 Days, 30 Inks.
yes, that too.
We are currently in a cycle of, and on
That's
a
my background. So that's
yeah.
what you see is like a fully completed previous one that we did. That I think I forget which month it was, but I was like, what can I put as a background? And let me just look through my photos. It's like, oh, I got a fully completed 30 inks 3 days. That would look nice. So
I feel like it's one of last year's. Like
I
it
think
looks
so.
quite familiar. So it can't have been that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
But for the first time ever, I'm actually doing 30 Days, 30 Inks. Because last year I saw you do 30 Days, 30 Inks in April. And so I did it with 31 inks in May because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to wait for the next 30-day month. But it is quite a fun challenge.
I haven't done it yet because I don't know. I'm nervous.
It's exciting at first. You have like a lot of enthusiasm and you're like, I got this. I'm already like, days 1 through 5. It's like, but then it starts to, like I said, it starts to wear on you. And then by like the halfway point, you're like, oh God, I got to clean out more pens.
I think that's what I was thinking. Like, I think it was more going to be like, I'm going to have to clean out like 30 pens, or like and then I'm like, how do I pick the inks? Like, how do I decide which ones I want to show? And then, yeah. But I think it's more about the cleaning 30 pens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I decided to do it as 30 days of tiny trees in ink, but purely in matte, so that I didn't have to worry about like shimmer or special effects inks. And I just sort of like stood in front of the wall and went, what speaks to me?
Mm-hmm. How's it been so far? Like, is it manageable? Like, are you finding that you're able to keep up with it?
Well, yeah, because I've pre-filmed 15 of them.
Good job.
I was like, I need to pre-film at least some of these so that I'm slightly ahead of the game, because the end of this month is insane.
No, I totally get it. I'm actually a little behind the scenes here too, is that I'm already at day 7 myself. So yeah, because it's just, yeah, I try to do them like beforehand because things happen.
Exactly.
And like I don't the one of the hardest parts about it is that you wake up that next day and you're like, crap, I got to do today's posts. Like, what ink am I doing? Like, what pen am I using? And then it's like, oh, I have already a few of them with the previous day's inks still lingering in them. So it's just like that, and then that may end up to possibly missing a day, or like me just being like, I got to just do something quickly. at like 11 o'clock at night as I want to keep up with it. So I'm just like, now I'm just kind of being more pragmatic about it, doing a few pens at a time, and then just doing them, schedule them out a few days in advance. That way, if I needed to, I could just take a day and just be like, I'm not doing it today. I'll just do like a couple ahead of time tomorrow. So
And that's so good.
Yeah.
Like I have to start to do that because I want to do like more pictures and content and all of that stuff. But I'm like with working 9 to 5 and not in this, and then you're just so drained sometimes. And then I'm like, I need to do that like almost like batch film because otherwise it's never going to happen.
And I'm, if people watch my channel regularly, they'll know that I frequently live stream my batch filming sessions using my old iPhone on a tripod. So if I'm spending 4 hours filming a month of tiny trees, I'm doing that on a live stream because that is such monotonous work to film and so much more fun to do on live.
Yeah. So you interact with people too that join in on the live, and they ask you about like questions about the colors and like thoughts on this and that. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a great way to kind of like do double, like make the time double worth it, because like not only are you actually doing the thing that creates the content later, but you're also inviting people into, and that's also content too. So it's like it's part of being able to connect with people is not only just producing the actual end product, but then actually inviting them, to when you actually produce, when you're making things.
Yeah,
that's actually the part that I like the most.
Yeah, I would say frequently our conversations on live have nothing to do with what I'm actually painting. It's like what pens do people have? Like I'll be painting trees for 4 hours and people will be discussing what pens they have inked up, what they're looking to buy.
Nice.
So it's a fountain pen chat while doing watercolor, and I just adore it. Like I love when people just come hang out and chat.
That's awesome.
That's why I think I'm so excited about Chicago, because so many people have decided to like come to. Are you coming, Tom?
Oh no, I'm not. No, I don't have any plans for pen shows this year. I just feel like there's a lot of things that are going on right now. And it's like, it's just like right now I'm just kind of taking it as it comes. And then if for some reason things like align and I'm able to go to like a San Francisco or Chicago or DC, that'll do it. But we actually went to, we went to Philadelphia earlier this year, and we weren't really, that was kind of like up in the air for a couple of weeks. And then we were like, yeah, let's just go for the day and just, see what's going on, just as like just walking around and just enjoying it. So
I've always kind of been that way, even for like events, but I think the FOMO takes over for me. Like, and it'll be like, there's different planner events that I used to go to. There was one time I remember, it was before COVID and everything, and I wasn't 100% sure I could go. And then everything literally aligned like the night before. And I'm in Ontario and it was in Georgia, and it was my husband's birthday, the whole bit. Okay. He was studying for like finals at this time. This was like 6 years ago. I call him. I'm like, I'm driving to Georgia. He's like, right now? And I was like, yes. We drove 12 hours overnight to Georgia to go. Like it was just, yeah. That's me to a T. Like I'm very like, okay, let's do that. Last minute. But yeah, it was fun.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, I don't know if my husband loves it all the time, but so we like, what did you do now?
it's never a dull moment though, because it's like
that's 100%. Yeah,
adds that freshness to everything. Yeah,
he'll come downstairs and I'll be like, guess what I did? He's like, oh gosh.
I have no idea.
Like, yeah, it could be literally anything.
It's a wide range.
My kids do that to me all the time. They're like, guess what? I'm like, I have no idea what you're just about to say to me. Like it could be anything.
And I've done that like I keep going on stories, but like Paris is one of my favorite places in the world. Like I love Paris, and I had been a couple times, and I had wanted to try to like travel by myself just to see what it was like if I could do it. I've learned that I talk too much and I don't like to be by myself. So so it was one of those, like I had wanted to go, booked the trip, told my mom, and she was like lost her mind. So I ended up inviting a friend, and that was fine. The next year I decided that I was going to do this, and I was like, nope. And I didn't tell my mom. And then she was supposed to come to my house that morning or something. And I was like, I'm not going to be there. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, And then I'm like, you don't want to know where I'm going to be? And she's like, where are you? I was actually, it's on Instagram. It's my little picture. So I took a picture of me at the Eiffel Tower and I sent it to her. I got some expletives back. Paris? She's like, so all week, that was the message I got.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was good. So
That's awesome. That's awesome, though. It's just like, wait, where are you? It's like, oh yeah, I'm in a different continent entirely.
100%.
Right now.
And she was like, don't make because she had said before, like, don't make me come and try. Like, I'm like, Mom, you don't even know how to navigate the airport. Like, I'm not worried about that. It was just funny. But yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Paris, especially like my wife really likes the Eiffel Tower, and she wants to go there definitely. So, how many times have you been? Besides
Four.
Four,
I think. Yeah. 4. Yeah, 4. It's one of those places that I love it, and it's not even because it's necessarily because it's Paris. Like, I'm the same way. I'm obsessed with the Eiffel Tower. Have been since I was a kid. No idea why. But it's just beautiful, and it's the architecture there is stunning, and it's just like a different kind of pace almost, and like it's just, I don't know, it's just so beautiful. Like, the first time I went, we did like all of the tourist things, and it was like bang 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 bang, because I didn't know at that point like if I'd get to go back, whatever. But then when I had gone back when I had decided to do like the trip by myself and stuff, I just want to be able to like lay by the Eiffel Tower with a book if I want, or go and see whatever, or go and get a croissant or whatever you decide to do. You don't have to do anything specific. It's just a beautiful place to be, I feel like, and there's so much culture and the food and the people, and again, I love the architecture, I think, the most, though. It's a very beautiful city.
You and Mom do Paris so differently.
Why?
She's like walking trip, biking trip, hike.
Oh no, I died.
All the museums, like just banging through the list of things.
No. And that's what we did, some of that on the first trip. Like, my friend and I, we had done like all of the big tourist things that you can think of, but we even did. Have you guys heard of Mont Saint Michel?
Yeah.
So it is.
No, I have not.
It is stunning. It's like this monastery on this island thing, and when the tide comes in, it actually makes it an island, and then when the tide goes out, you can get to it. It is
cool.
so beautiful, but it's about 3 hours.
I told you they freak out. Sorry.
Oh,
Let me close the door.
it's about 3 hours from Paris, so we did like all of it. So we did that the first time, and then now it's kind of like when I decide to go back, I do some of the things, but then also take the time to relax too. And I find as I get older, and it's just more of a relaxing kind of way to do it. So yeah, I don't know. I love it. Like, and I've done Disney there a couple times, like that kind of stuff. So it's just, I don't know. I love it.
I feel like you've gotten all the bullet points of like, what like you would typically want to see out of going to a trip to Paris.
Yeah.
And then you just want to like live in the vibe
Yes.
of, just like actually just exist there, not have any agenda.
Yes.
Exactly. And it's so funny, like the things because you'll find like a beautiful fancy restaurant that's so good, but then we had found this place and it's called like Otto or something. And it's like probably their version of like a Taco Bell, but everything, it's so we got this wrap and it's like, it looks disgusting. It's like hamburger and like this melted gooey cheese sauce and fries in it and like onion. It was so good. And then like 2 years later when we go back, we're like, we need to order that. Like, I don't care. It's just funny things, or it's different that you can go into like the grocery store and just get like a ham and cheese sandwich, like, well, baguette, I guess. And it's so good. Like, it's different. I don't know. It's just different. It's just different.
Whereas Mom lived there for a year, and so instead does all the things that she did not do when she lived there.
Yeah.
She's done all the living in Paris things.
Yeah.
And so does all the, or as she put it when she came back, all the places that were really sketchy in the 90s.
Oh. There's some sketchy parts.
It seems like it was a lot sketchier in the 90s.
I'm sure, maybe.
Yeah.
No idea. I try and avoid sketchy areas overall in general.
As much as possible,
yeah,
especially when in a foreign country.
Yeah. But it was one of those places where like I had been, so I knew like, and I felt comfortable, even though I don't speak French. Like even navigating their metro though was super easy. I find like it's just an easy city to navigate. I didn't feel like I was unsafe, like that kind of thing. Obviously there are areas, don't go and don't do, like just use common sense basically, and you're fine. Okay.
All right. So, Tom, I have a question about that pen on the book behind you, because when you stood up, I've been looking at it thinking, is that a Leonardo primary manipulation?
It is, yeah. So that's the Grande 2.0, the ones that were released last year. So interesting, I guess like a little tidbit about that is that it's currently being sent back to Leonardo because I broke it. So yeah, I did. Because it comes with a Yovo number 6 stainless, which screws in and out. And I got in a while back. Ralph Reyes was kind enough. He gifted me one of his Crossflex nibs. The only thing about it is that it was fixed on like a Con 70 type of feed, but the threading worked.
Okay.
The Leonardo, it did. It screwed in, but what happened was when I was using the piston, the feed post that was on that nib was longer than a typical Yovo. So what ended up happening was like when I would go and clean out the pen and I'm moving the piston up front, it actually ended up pushing and stripped the inner thread of the section. And then I managed it for a while with Teflon tape. But it would actually leak a little bit. Like, so it would kind of like, I'd be writing with it and then like I would get this gob that comes out and I'm like, and then eventually the original nib unit that I tried putting back in there, it would just spin around. It would never fully catch in there because like the inner threading is stripped. So I put it into a package to send back to Salvatore, and maybe he'll have mercy on me and have like some sort of section that he could put on it, or I don't know. So, but like I broke it, so my bad.
I'm way too afraid to mess with like those kinds of things. Like I know people like Wendy Sue, you said she takes out the nibs of the sailor, she does all the things, and I'm like, I can't do it. Like, nope.
Well, that's the hazard that you run, is that you end up screwing up something that like is not fixable. I did break another pen. I custom ordered a Edison Menlo. It was with the pump filling mechanism. So it's like the one that had the diaphragm to it, not the one that he does now with the push piston, which has just like a kind of like looks like a piston head that you could just kind of with a spring loaded, or it's not actually spring loaded. It's one that you could just like pull up. But before that, he had one that was spring loaded and had like a diaphragm in it that I ended up putting a Noodler's ink in that pen, and it broke the filling mechanism. I'm like, Brian, I did bad things. And even after he told me, oh, you really shouldn't be using, like he used the term boutique inks with it, which was basically like code word for like inks that may, have some caustic issues with your equipment there, which I mean, Noodler's tends to have more of those than other brands. So yeah, he was nice enough to, as I send it to him, I was like, just whatever, help me out with this, like, because I can't use it now, I can't fill it. So he ended up replacing it with that other filling mechanism, the one that uses the piston head with the O-rings. That way you could put anything that you wanted to in it, and it wouldn't necessarily affect with the diaphragm.
That just sounds complicated.
Yeah, so I'm really careful with what I put in my vintage sack fillers because of that issue.
I learned that day. I learned lessons.
No, I won't. I don't think I'll do vintage. Not like with the sack fillers. I just think I would mess that up.
Marina has quite the collection of vintage.
They're beautiful.
But as soon as she found out that like I got a vintage pen in my collection, she went, go to Mont Blanc, get some of their everyday inks, and those are the only things that go in your vintage pens.
Like I thought when I
still stick to that.
Do I have it up here? When I was in Detroit, I bought a ballpoint, and then I bought just because I thought it was really pretty. It's like a there we go. It's like a gold.
Ooh.
It's really, and it's thin, so it'll go in some of the like the thinner loops on planners and stuff. And then I got a pencil because like I just love the look of it, but I know that and some of the vintage are I will mess that up and I will make a mess, so I'm just gonna not.
Yeah, that's fair.
I make enough of a mess just with the converters.
The reason
I
I
like.
asked, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you
Go
can
ahead.
go. No.
Oh, I was just going to add that I usually would recommend Waterman, and I use Waterman consistently to test or to use with like pens I'm not 100% sure. You know, it's like, oh, it's got a sensitive filling system where I need to be able to clean it out easily. Waterman's really good for that.
Yeah,
I don't have any
and
Waterman yet.
somebody recommended Pelican,
Hmm.
which is another one on those lists that comes up frequently.
Yeah,
I would probably do the same as you though, Alexandra, because I love the Mont Blanc colors anyway, and if they're safe to like to put in them, that's probably what I would kind of do. Or like the Waterman, I guess. I just don't have any Watermans yet.
I don't own any Watermans yet either.
Mm-mm.
People keep bringing up Tender Purple and whatever the brown is in 20 questions. And
Absolute Brown, I think it's called.
Yeah. So
or Harmonious Brown? No, it's Harmonious Green. It's like I think it's Absolute Brown.
Yeah. So at some point, I need to acquire them.
All these names either. There's so many.
Which actually brings us to a question Mom had, which came up during my most recent blog post for Goldspot, which is the name of ancient copper. Ancient copper does not look like aged copper. So what do people think of inks where the name really doesn't match the ink color?
That's like basically every day for a Lamy item. That's basically
Exactly.
You know, it's like sepia does not look like a sepia. It's ancient copper. You would technically think that the copper is oxidized, so it would be like a light turquoise sea foam green type of color, right? I didn't even think of that. You just mentioned it. I just like see when I see ancient copper, I'm just like, oh, that's ancient copper because like that diamine ink's been around for such a long time. I'm just like, and also too, they have like ox blood, and it's just like, is that really what ox blood looks like? But I don't know because I mean, it's like, but like, yeah, you make a very good point. Your mom's
for those of
like
you that
ancient copper does not look like
don't
that.
know what ancient copper looks like. This is ancient copper. It's very much a reddy orange.
It's nice though.
Also not the color of a copper penny before it's aged. Mm-hmm. So like I got some. I was expecting, I shouldn't have been, because you know there are swatches of it all over the internet. I should have been prepared for the color, but I swatched it out and I was like, why is this not the color of a penny with a turquoisey green sheen? Mm-hmm. What is up with this name?
That should be the way that it is now. Yeah, because they should have that sheen added to it to like get the full dimension of what copper could be when it oxidizes and everything and it ages.
So I know there are definitely some inks that I don't buy because their names are too different from what they look like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't even think I've ever paid attention half the time to the name. I'm just like, this is pretty. Click.
Well, it's mostly when I see inks in person and I go, oh, this is a ink called turquoise, but is actually like a cobalt blue. Are there ink names that bug other people because they don't look like the actual color they're named after? Apparently, there's a great people in the chat are discussing Red Dragon replacing Oxblood in their collections. I don't know that I've seen a swatch of Red Dragon yet. I'll have to look it up. And apparently, Absolute Brown has been discontinued.
Who is the Absolute Brown by? Waterman?
Waterman, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm trying to think if I've seen it recently, but yeah, I think it was maybe around when they changed the names. They had different names. There was like South Sea Blue and I'm blanking out on the rest of them, but like there was some name changes that happened a while back. The colors stayed the same, but they changed the names, and I think one of them was that the Absolute Brown got like lopped off the list of the colors after that point.
Interesting.
Yeah, but there are a lot of like weird misnomers. I can't really think other than just the more recent example of Lamy sepia not really being like at all like a sepia type color. Uh, I'm trying to think of the other ones, but like one that sticks out to my mind is that Diatramentis had a whole load of inks with famous people, and it's just like, well, this was just, let's say Alexander Hamilton was
Mhm.
just their aubergine color, but they just put it Alexander Hamilton over it. And it's just like, that just kind of seems like a little just a little lazy, it's just like, and also too, it's like, well, then how does it relate? Like, why is this color
Yeah.
related to this particular figure? It's like, I feel like it's a stretch. I know that with like Colorverse or with Sailor, they've been doing a whole load of the the state inks
Yeah.
or the USA inks, and they don't just stop with like, let's say, oh well, this is the color for New Jersey, which state that I'm from,
Mhm.
and they say, okay, this is the a gold because like their state bird is the goldfinch. But I would have picked, because we're typically known as the garden state, so I would have maybe thought like a green would have been more appropriate for that. But I mean, it's just they come up with these ideas and they're just like, oh, let's just make it this color and we'll name it this, and it's just some of them just don't really match up, I find, but some of them do though. Some of them are probably like strong, like the one that's Las Vegas having like shimmer in it is like perfectly makes sense. It's like it's a town that's very over the top, like flashy and glitzy. So like of course there needs to be some like over the top display of color and sheen and shimmer and stuff like that. So
I think Colorverse has done a very good job with the state inks.
hmm
Like, just I don't own any of them because I feel like if I started to buy them, I'd want many of them.
That's where I'm
yep.
at.
But like Giant Potato,
I want giant potato. Why? Like, why am I so?
it's not like I use brown inks all that often, but I've been in love with it since they first released the photos of it. Like with Colorverse, it seems like they very much picked a theme for the states.
hmm
Mont Blanc Jane Austen irks my mother because it does not coordinate with the pen. I will say it does match the pen on one very specific paper I've tried it on, that it is a blue-gray. I believe it is, I don't know, it's whatever paper Claire brought me back from Italy. So you'll have to go and watch the Christmas present unboxing from Claire Coco and figure out what paper that was.
God, I have so many now. I just honestly, a lot of the time, I try and stick to my. I have my. I think I've shown them to you, Alexandra. I have like Tomoe River paper like notebooks from my friend Lauren, who's Lauren Phelps Designs, and she had them before the whole Sanson issue this year. So I'm very excited that I have those and have been using those. So I kind of stick with one, but I want to kind of explore more of the different paper options. I just need to get a few more.
So I am using, people were very happy to see that I am finally using Tomoe River paper, because I figure I've got 100 sheets of it from
Nice.
before the disaster this year.
Yeah.
And it's just been sitting in my office, and I might as well do something with it because I hate writing on it.
See, and I love
now we're
it.
using it in swatching videos.
No, I love it. It's so.
What's the issue with writing on it though? Like it's just too smooth?
It takes too long to dry.
Oh, to dry.
I
Okay.
smudge my page and then I get annoyed.
Yeah.
So I prefer Endless Regalia or MD. This is potentially a good question for you because you spend far more time in the world than I. Well, I spend a lot of time in the fountain pen world, but like you work for a fountain pen brand or store. Galen Leather has folios.
Yes. I'm right here.
Yeah. So
getting green screen out, but that's my thing.
Yeah. I just purchased one. Shannon just purchased one. What is your favorite paper pad that fits in them?
So I'm trying to not, maybe I shouldn't do this with the green screen, but So this is an Eurofil. It's an A5
Oh, okay.
notebook. It's just thick enough where if I close everything and I zip it up with the pens inside, it's like, trying to see, I put it right
Yeah.
in front of me. There you go. It's a little bit, it's not too puffy, but I certainly couldn't fit something chunky like the Regalia, or like I have a Maruman. It's like if they're too thick for that, but like the Eurofil is good for it.
So is this
Um,
too thick?
I think so.
But it's
I think
been
that would be too. That would
no.
be too much. The Eurofil, it's what, 160 pages.
I don't know what this is.
So it's fairly just about as thin as you could possibly get, I think, to be able to fit in that. Although you could also put, let's say, like a Rhodia. I think you'd be able to get away with doing like a Rhodia in like the number, what's like the 6x8
I think
size, like
is
maybe
it,
number 15 or something like that.
yeah, isn't it either 15 or 16 that's the top fold pad, which
Yeah,
those get?
it's top. So like you'd be able to, even though it slides in, it could slide in either from the top or the bottom. So like you could
Oh.
either use like a top folding pad or let's just say, like
See, I created the one that you got, Alexander, because it was thicker for this, but then it didn't come in the gray, and that was the color I wanted.
Well, yeah. So I got one of the expansive ones. I've been waiting for them to release it in a thicker size,
yeah.
so that I did not have to worry as much about what notebook I was using.
I also have one. I have a notebook. It's a little like, I get it so it won't. There you go. So I have like a little notebook that then slides behind the pens.
Oh,
But it's very very thin, and that's, I think, it has Tomoe River paper, and it's from a while ago. I think it's a Kokuyo. No, I was like, it's wanting to like, it's this one.
Just wants to green screen everything.
Kokuyo. It's very thin, so it slides right behind all the pens, kind of in that big pocket behind everything.
Yeah.
What
So
pens you
that's,
got in there, Tom?
what's up? Oh, I have.
I'm like getting closer to the screen, like it's gonna help.
So the Scribo Aquarello,
Oh,
the Pelican M800 Blue, the Leonardo Memento Zero in the celluloid. It's a Sailor 1911 Rialo with the Bokumondo Urushi, and then you have the Mont Blanc 146 with Bokumondo as well.
beautiful.
So I know you just did a video like packing everything into your Esterbrook cube on Goldspot.
Yes.
I think you should do another video where you tour us through your Galen Leather folio, because honestly, I think it is an underutilized piece of Galen Leather kit.
I've always admired it from a distance, and then when Goldspot finally got like a shipment, because Galen's kind of like, it's like it's an ebb and flow sort of thing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like all of a sudden it'll be out of stock for like months, and then we'll get a whole bunch of it, and then it goes away. So like I saw it come back into stock, and I'm like, I've always been eyeing this thing. It was like back to school time. I was like, I'm gonna just get this for myself and just do it, because I've always wanted a solution that was not just only a pen case, but also had the ability to have notebooks in it, but not like a mini version of it. So this really does like get the best of both worlds, but you have to really have specific notebooks for it. You can't just throw in, which I really do enjoy a good hardcover A5. This is a Mnemosyne A5 notebook, but it's like hardcover and it's very thick. So that does not work in that regard. Like it needs to be on the thinner side of things. So that's but that works what I have right now. But like I would consider doing something like that. Although I just basically showed you the whole entire thing in like the matter of like 2 minutes. So it's like not really that much not that much to talk about. I would, if I would put like some receipts, or I have a Target gift card that I haven't used in like 4 months, that just still is kind of just sitting in there.
That's like a crime.
I might as well just give it to, because like my wife is the one that does all the Target ordering, but it was gifted to me, and I feel like I should use it for something that I want in there. But like the thing is, she always just buys all the things from Target, So it's like there's never something I don't want that's already like in the house. So
I don't know how. It's funny because my husband and I actually work for the same company, and so once in a while they'll do like a Amazon gift card for something, and then I'll just like email him. And so the first time this ever happened, he's IT and I was new, and they were talking about like phishing emails and all of this stuff, and I sent it to spam, and I was like, and they're like, no, Shannon, this is real. It's okay, you can have this gift card. And I was like, if they were going to get me, they were going to get me with shopping. So I was like, yeah, you can add it to our account. But then I'm like, okay, so now I have 2 gift cards. And he's just like, okay. Oh, goodness.
I always find it's like hard to do the whole gift card thing because I always end up reserving it and just being like, I'm gonna spend it for that one thing I really want, and
Yeah.
then I end up forgetting about it, and then other needs come before the want. So
Yeah.
it's just like, am I gonna spend it on this? It's like, well, I was given it as a gift. Like, am I gonna spend it on like just a grocery or like a need thing that I need for? I don't know. It's like that's why I have a hard time trying to spend it.
Yeah. I have to like I treat gift cards and affiliate credit in the same way. Like they have to be things that like I really want,
Hmm.
but are generally too expensive for me to just go out and buy.
Right. Like
I would, yeah,
yeah.
like the Galen Leather folio expansy, I think is $250 Canadian. I was not going to spend that type of money as
It's
much as I love their products. And so I was very grateful that when they showed up again I think I picked it up from Atlas. Shannon texted, we were out running errands, and you sent me a text and you went, they're up on Atlas.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you got in touch with me before Atlas sent me the restock email.
Really? Yeah. Damn, I'm good.
You're good.
It must have just been a fluke. Honestly, I have no idea. I think I might have gotten the email for the other one.
Yeah, so
I signed up not for the expansive, for the other one, and then that's what made me do it, I think.
yeah, so I didn't get my the product on your wish list is back in stock email until after I had placed my order. And I was
so
like,
Shannon beat the computer.
Shannon beat the computer.
Oh, God.
Tom, there is a question for you.
Oh yes. Why doesn't I have been like looking at the chat, although I see it's like pretty active right now. That's pretty cool. So
They're
yeah,
discussing
so
paper.
like Goldspot Pens shipping to India is kind of ironic considering that Goldspot Pens is owned by 2 Indians. So it's like a husband and wife, Sal and Kira, like they're awesome. And we we have tried in the past, but certain countries, especially India, is just really, really tough to ship to. Not only is it very expensive for the customer, but then also India has lots of issues with at the time when customs gets imported, that shipments are opened up, items go missing, and
Oh, no.
they just get repackaged and then delivered to the customer. And it's across the board. All of the delivery services have experienced this issue, and it becomes a really big problem when you're shipping expensive pens that they come into the country, and then it's like, oh well, my item's missing, but I got the package. And it's just like, there's too many of those issues. And then like I said, like the cost is really, really high. And it's something that we would hope that in the future, but it's always something like would not mind shipping anywhere in the world. Love being able to like get the word out about pens everywhere. But it's just that like certain countries just are not, like there's just higher rates of issues that end up like making it dissatisfying for the customer who's at the other end, and also doesn't make business sense from Goldspot's end either, because then there's a lot of issues with the fraud and the shipments go missing and things like that.
And they've made it so complicated too, even in the last couple of years. I know that I was shipping some stuff like even to, I think it was the UK or to Europe or something, but they've changed so many different rules about things that I'm just like, nope, I give up. Like, and it's sad because like just like we like to shop from people like in other countries too, it it makes it so complicated. And like you said, costs and stuff, like even within Canada, for me to ship something to Alexandra, it would cost me less to drive to her. Like it's just, it's dumb.
Yeah, shipping logistics is like the biggest headache of e-commerce that gets like quietly swept under the rug because it's like everybody assumes everything's free shipping, or it should be free shipping and free everything. It's like, why isn't it that way? It's like, well, it's because it's really expensive right now. And it's like, why don't you offer free shipping internationally? It's because like anytime that the package just crosses the border everywhere, it's just like it becomes way too expensive, like to be able just to be like, oh yeah, sure, we'll also give you like a 25% off discount and then free shipping. It's just like the business is not making any money at that point. It's just that's the end goal of any business. It's like you have to be able to like clear profit, so that way you could pay your employees, you could pay for the other things like the overheads and things like that. So,
and I think people too, they don't realize it. Like even like when I first started like shopping for things like in other countries or whatever, they don't realize that all the taxes and the customs and the different fees, and half the time I still don't know what they're for. And like I even remember during COVID, I had ordered something from like a tote brand in the States, and I want to say it was around $200 American for the order. When it came into Canada, I had to pay customs and like taxes and stuff. But then there was like a brokerage fee. The brokerage fee alone.
Oh, UPS, right?
I hate UPS.
UPS is the one that does that to you. UPS
like
has their brokerage fees.
for the brokerage fee.
Just wait, because their current brokerage fee for bringing a package into Canada from the US can range anywhere from $80 to $120. And so the duties on my package were $20. They were $25, but I paid $130.
Wow.
That's like I can't, like that's it doesn't make any sense. Like it's like, I mean, I'm sure there's logistics that I don't know about, but if people, and what I was getting at is if people don't understand that when they order, then they are upset with whoever they've ordered from when it's not anything they can do. It's not them at all. And then sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. Like I can have a friend send me something and nothing, and it's fine, even if the like values and stuff are on there. But if it's sent by a certain courier, like we've said, or if it's just over that limit, or if, I don't know, somebody decided not to do it that day, it can be so many different things. And then that's why people don't understand as to like why they'll get dinged once and why they won't get dinged another time, and they just blame the person they've ordered it from when that has nothing to do with it.
And I would also say, like, I don't know about you, Shannon, I never assume ordering in Canada that I'm going to have free shipping. Like I automatically go, I'm going to add $20 to it. And yet, whenever I talk to my US friends who are ordering from small shops, their automatic assumption is they deserve free shipping. Yeah. They will not order if they don't get free shipping.
Yeah.
It's Amazon's fault.
But we have Amazon Prime here as well. It's just a totally different mentality where we go into it going, if we're ordering from a small shop, if we're ordering from a business, we pay for shipping. And there are so many friends that I know that automatically assume that they don't have to pay for shipping, which is very interesting. And it is cheaper for us to drive and meet each other. I did price it out with my small business card. The cheapest I think I can get.
I was just.
The cheapest I think I can get it down to is $16.
It's unreal. Like it's crazy sometimes. Like I remember, I think the first, and it's funny because it sticks out in my head because I think I was like 21 maybe. And it was the first time I had really like shipped something throughout Canada that wasn't like a letter, but I had gone to visit my aunt in BC and stayed with her. Like a friend and I had gone out to visit her. So as like a thank you, I had taken one of the pictures that we had taken when we were out there and had it framed and stuff. Cause this was before like, digital apparently. Man, I'm old. Anyway. So I sent this frame to her. To ship it to her cost more than the frame did. Like it was unreal. I was like, what is happening? And this was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least like though, if you were to like meet up to like, and then you didn't have to pay not only did you have to not pay for the shipping, but then you got the chance to like meet up too. There's that added bonus of
Yes.
like being able to hang out for a little bit, even if
Oh,
it's
I was
just like for a
stranded at
quick
her
swap.
house.
Oh yeah, she spent
I
2
got
days
stranded in a
snowed in here.
snowstorm. Almost died on the way.
It was great.
That was the scariest drive of my life. I will say that.
But yeah, I don't blame so like Elizabeth's like she says those charges wise I've never ordered any from any pen shops outside Canada. I totally don't blame anybody,
No, yeah.
it is especially if like you're able to get the same items like within Canada like that you would get from the US. It's just go where it's least expensive to do it. It's like this is not a cheap hobby. It's it's quite costly and you don't you want to save money where you can, so
Yeah. But you can get a lot more things in the US.
Yes.
variety wise
Yeah.
I suppose so. I mean I don't have the experience
No,
of like shopping within Canada, so I don't know if you all have some
Or like
more
when a pen
other
shop has
brands.
like a really cute pink Bennu pen and it's somebody needs that. But
Oh, like
it's out of stock right now. I was like, can I harass Tom about that on the call? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
I was wondering how long it would take you to bring that up.
Right now.
I'm really happy you made it
46 minutes.
46 minutes.
It's coming back though. It's coming back. And
No,
then there's
thanks,
another
okay.
so there's another one. I'm gonna totally tease this
I
one.
know there is because
So there's another one that's coming May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, is
Ooh.
a margarita pen, Bennu.
Oh.
And so imagine a traditional margarita style pen design and I got them to do this. It smells like lime.
What?
Yes.
Okay,
You
Tom, we're gonna need that.
sniff the inside of the cap and it will smell like lime.
Oh my god. Everybody's gonna like end up with ink all over their nose and like having a margarita with their margarita pen. And that could be messy.
so 1 second. Did Bryce
Please
get
don't
to write a
spell it with
recipe
margarita.
again?
That stresses me out, Tom.
There is a recipe included too. So there's a Bennu margarita recipe that includes like edible glitter dust that you could, yeah.
I need edible glitter dust.
I actually used it. So last year,
fun.
for my wife's birthday, she's a huge Taylor Swift fan and has watched the Eras tour. I don't even know, like hundreds of times, either through like TikTok Live or like through the movie that they made. So we had an idea where we're doing. We did her birthday. We rented the Eras tour. This was when you could rent it, that it wasn't free, I guess, on Disney Plus or whatever. So we rented it, and what we did was we drank through the Eras tour. So each era had its own drink that I came up with. Like I either like researched the recipes online, or I just said, you know what, for champagne problems, like for I think folklore that was, we'll just drink champagne. So like I came up with clever names for all of the different drinks that we would have, and one of them was like, let's just do the edible glitter dust in it, and it was like pretty cool. It was for lavender haze. So like we made a drink lavender haze, like put the purple the edible glitter dust in there, and it was really cool. So
I think I've seen that in like even people have put it in like ice cubes and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
that's so fun for like a party or something. Totally need that.
And
But I would be asleep after like the first era because I can't drink. I just can't do it.
I actually got my brother-in-law. I got him like really like, because he came over. We were all watching it together. I got the both of them like
Oh, no.
I for some reason, because I was the one making all of them. I guess because like I was involved with doing that, I was able to like manage to kind of just keep my wits about me. But like I got them both hammered. It was great.
So moral of the story:
Taylor
do not
Swift.
take a drink from.
No, like. So that's why I like the drink things that we do with Bryce so much, because like he's also the same type where he likes, we like to come up with different like concoctions and like try different things. So we're like, oh, hot toddy recipes. Like I was like, I have to try making this. Like I want to make this recipe that you gave me. And it's like that's the same thing with the margarita now. So
But when I did the unboxing, I very clearly showed the recipe card, and people in my community did try it and did say it was quite enjoyable.
Awesome.
Do we have like a hot chocolate one or something like for the or Diet Coke?
Like a Diet Coke. Well, so that was one of the things I always asked him is like, could you just make it like just make the recipe so that like if somebody wanted to do like a non-alcoholic version, like just to be able to like substitute or remove this, so that way like it could be for somebody who just wants to have a mocktail,
There's something at Christmas time. Can we start working on one that has like Kahlua in it? That one I'll drink.
Nice.
That one's dangerous. It's good.
I like Kahlua. Kahlua is good. I like Bailey's. I like having that. I'm trying to think whatever. It's like the liqueurs are fun to like also mix in coffee or like a hot chocolate.
Do you guys have the one? What's the one in Canada, Alexandra? I'm the worst because I don't.
Really like that you're asking the person who cannot drink.
I don't drink either. It tastes like a peppermint patty.
Peppermint schnapps?
No, it tastes like chocolate and peppermint.
No idea.
Oh,
maybe somebody in the chat will come up with it. We're crowdsourcing now.
I'm the worst. What is it? But that one I was actually surprised. Like it's good, and like I said, I can't drink a lot, but those ones I could. Polar bear shot.
Polar bear shot.
It's a Canadian thing, I think.
Okay, that sounds good though. I like mint. I'm a really big fan of mint.
For somebody who doesn't like the taste of alcohol, like it's as a shot, it's good. Like it tastes like a mint chocolate. It's weird, but it's so good.
I gotta look this up.
Polar bear shot is I'm almost positive that's what it's called. And I'm gonna apologize in advance. In about 5 minutes, I could get distracted.
Oh, the Esterbrook release.
Yeah, just in case I have to answer any questions because that's going live, and I don't want to. Just in case.
Oh, you know what's I really enjoy about that the forgotten iced coffee.
So the ink.
The ink that just the name alone has got me sold. I'm like,
look what I made.
Is perfect. That's awesome.
You see it? Like, I used and I felt bad because Jamila messaged me and she's like, "Where did you get that?" And I was like, "Oh crap, I'm sorry, I made it because it's like a stamp, like you use Versamark stamp, and then embossing powder, and you heat it up, and then it like does the thing. It's so fun."
Is that with the actual color?
Yeah. It's
awesome.
Like a taupey brown. It's my lighting sucks. Where's the bottle? I had it. Here.
I desperately want the ink, but I'm not super game for like the Lord of the Flies-ness of a release.
More ink coming.
I'm gonna wait for the release.
Like the Hunger Games mad dash to the middle where everybody's like, "Boss, get that now!"
I was like, guys, this is gonna break the internet. I think I've told them for months.
I'm like, this is not how I want to spend my Saturday morning. I'll just wait.
And the blotter papers, I'm not gonna lie, I'm obsessed. This one's my favorite.
So too, is that Helen has like an amazing large community, like with the coffee monsters, and it's just like it's like that whole entire community is going to be on board for getting this too. So not only are you going to have to fight with the normal rank and file like fountain pen enthusiasts and Esterbrook collectors, you're going to also have to fight with like the coffee monsters tribe. So
it's so good though. Like I'm so obsessed with it.
And I'm an Esterbrook person, but I have to say
the nib, the little emoji. See, nib, I've known Helen for years. Like I've known her since she I want to say I met her in 2016 or 2017. Anyway,
like us Esterbrook people can be our own sort of crazy with a new release.
Yeah.
Just regularly.
Yeah.
Not to mention like when you throw something in like this, like I just have I was happy that I didn't want the pen, and then I was like, you know what, I can wait on the ink and blotter paper.
Yeah.
I don't need to do it now.
There's more coming of all of it because I think I had said from the beginning, like it's going to be like she has a massive community, and I've been a part of it for a long time, so I know how she interacts with them. Like she cares so much, and she answers like every single comment. Like she is always there to help. And then like, and they followed her since because she's so young, but she's been doing this since she was about 15, I think. And she's so smart and she's so talented. Like, it's just, she has quite a following. And I knew that it was going to be like, I don't like, might break the internet today, guys. I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but so that they know that, so there's more coming. So I think I'm excited that I think everybody can just in case, if you don't the first time, it'll be okay. Hi, Lori.
I'm interested to see if it crashes the Esterbrook site.
I am too.
I think it will.
Tom, I think yours up? Or you're going live at noon too?
Oh, there's going to be a social post scheduled, but the products are up on the website, but everything is just sign up for an in-stock notification, because technically the shipping date is April 9, and since Goldspot does live inventory, it doesn't take pre-orders. It will just, it'll basically be like I was asking last week, and they said that it will probably arrive on Monday, which is the 7th.
Yeah.
And then at that point, we could probably take the orders for them and then just ship them on the 9th. But the thing is, like, we know because especially with something like this, where it's like we don't know exactly how much is going to be available right away off the bat, is that we don't want to take people's money and then just like on the promise that more is going to come. Because I mean, I've seen it so many times, especially with like crazy Esterbrook releases, that we would we'd ask for something and then they would come back and say, oh, due to delays that it's going to be like another month, or oh, we ran out and that's it for this. So it's like, I can only give you this many. So it just would rather it be like, when it first come first serve, when it comes in, and just leave it at that. So I know there's going to be a lot of people interested in it.
Well, and everybody's doing it a little bit different. Like I said, if I'm distracted, I apologize. I'm not trying to be rude. Somebody just texted, like, I think Atlas is going to put up more of theirs, even though it could be a couple month wait for the thing. It's apparently live on Esterbrook right now, if anybody's waiting. I just had another friend message me that. It's like, so there was one friend that we've been trying to like bring into the world, like the fountain pen world. Actually, she's in New Jersey. I'll be like, nice. You need to go see Tom, and just he'll show you the way. But she was literally the other day, she's gonna kill me if she watches this, but she was like, no, it's not happening. Shannon, like, and then my friend Amy, I don't know if you guys follow See Amy Draw, she's the best at it too. But so Amy and I were trying to get Tana on board, and she's like, no, like, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. It is not going to happen. Like, she was so adamant that I actually believed her and like was like, okay, fine, I'll leave you be. She messages me yesterday. So if I was to get this, like, I like died because like she was so adamant. And then Amy messaged me this morning, and I was like, messaged in our group chat. I was like, so you're both messaging me separately right now. How about we just put it here and we'll. So it was fun. I think it's going to be a fun day. It's exciting. It's exciting to see the two communities really coming together. It's just funny that I didn't go down this rabbit hole so much sooner than I did.
It is.
Yeah. But now I'm in it and in trouble slightly.
Yeah.
Enjoying yourself though, right?
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
It's fun trouble.
Oh, absolutely.
Wendy Sue just got it on Esterbrook. If you are buying it on Esterbrook and you want to use my affiliate, I believe it's Alexandra Tan. It's somewhere in the description. If you want,
cheers for every time somebody gets an Esterbrook coffee monster. Cheers.
If you want to buy it somewhere else, there are other affiliates in the description. Thank you to anyone who uses them. You help to run this channel.
Yeah, I gotta start doing that a little bit more. I'm the worst at that.
Honestly, this channel only continues to survive because of people who watch ads, are members, or use my affiliate codes.
Honestly, I just
let me buy product.
To me, like, even the idea of like talking to Tom and you and meeting everybody has been so much fun, and like getting to be part, like, to work with Esterbrook a bit too, like here and there. And it's just, I don't know. I've just loved it so much. It's been something I think I even like needed, not just necessarily wanted to do. Like, I think I needed to do that, and it's been fun.
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked a bit about the fact that pink champagne is being restocked.
Oh, right. When? That was what I was.
I wasn't even going to ask a when. I need like.
I just
know that I need one when it gets restocked.
Yeah, same.
And so
Easy.
I have Hot Toddy, and there's a new one coming out. How many exclusive Bennus has Gold Spot done?
Ooh, let's see. We started with the Shooting Star way back when. I was not say it was like that far back when, maybe like 4 years ago or so, 4 or 5 years ago, and then we had done a few more. I'll probably say it's under 10 right now at the moment,
Okay.
but it's definitely getting up there because it's just they're just so amazing to work with. They are. I feel like out of all the different pen makers that are out there, I feel that they have like a vein of like a true artist, if that makes any sense, because they also do the hand painted stuff.
The Paris ones that just came out are killing me. Killing me.
Paris, they have Paris. I
Oh,
didn't even
the
realize
new
it.
Paris ones, Tom, they're stunning. But they're
Awesome.
exclusive to their
To the
website.
Bennu website,
So I
yeah.
just haven't done it yet. But like, and again, our exchange is killing us slightly, but it's they're so beautiful. You guys have a Sakura one too, right?
Yeah, so that is a talisman
See, I don't have a
model.
talisman
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
I
that
haven't.
one's like a crazy bestseller. And that was actually one that one of the owners was like, this is not going to do well. Like this is too it's too loud, too like, it's like it's not going to do well. And it ends up being like one of our best Bennu exclusives that we have ever
When
Okay,
it's too loud for even Bennu,
Yeah.
done.
that's a statement.
No, it was the owner of Gold Spot, right? Not
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I do want to ask this because I'm curious about it, and you would probably know. Because how long have you been doing this?
So I've been working there for 18 years now. So
Okay.
since like 2007.
So would you say in the last even couple of years? Because that for me, like this is the reason. One of the biggest reasons was one, my handwriting sucks, but two is so many things were very masculine for a very long time. Have you seen a massive shift in the community in the last few years with more women coming in, do you think?
Well, I would say it hasn't really been like the last few, but maybe I would say like the last like 7 or 8 years, like
Oh,
so
okay.
like halfway in between. I definitely noticed that right off the bat when we started, when I started there, it was all about like more of like a corporate gift, and it was
Mhm.
like a lot of like ballpoints, roller balls, and like fountain pens really weren't like in the conversation as much.
Mhm.
And like usually the color variety was rather restricted, so you'd have like black with gold trim, black with silver trim. Oh my gosh, there's a blue one, and ooh, a silver one. And it's just like, oh, and then there's the super luxurious gold looking one. But then it started to like, eventually it just morphed itself, and then it's just like, oh well, here's one that had like a rainbow finish, and then here's one that had like, a few different colors. And then it just would, I think really Sailor was one of the
Yes.
key drivers to start with, because they had a lot of different colorful designs, and they used a lot of different combinations of the resin, everything like that. And then I think a lot of the acrylics started to make their way through, and you just started to realize that it wasn't about that very conservative masculine look. It was more like, let's open this up and get a lot more color, a lot more
And I
people,
love it.
that
That's what
it
held me
speaks
back.
to.
Yeah, I think that's what held me back for so long. And then I think actually it was the end of 2023 that I started to see the inks. Like the Ferris wheel press was always on my Instagram and stuff. But like I said, I've been in planning and like stationery and all of that since I was a child, basically. But the fountain pens I'd always kind of avoided because of my handwriting and because of they were always like black or blue. But then I think I just stopped kind of paying attention to them for a while. And then all of a sudden with the ink started to pop up. And then like, it's funny you said Sailor, the I'm sure you did, but the Hachimanjia one that they did, that was the light pink with the rose gold. They did it. It was a Japan exclusive with Hachimanjia, but I was seeing it constantly on my feed where I was like, what pen is that? And it would be the same one every time. And I was like, okay. So then that's when I started to pay attention more. And I just feel like in the last year, especially, like it's really blown up. Like I feel like more colors, a lot more releases maybe, or I was just living under a rock, or a combination of both.
No, it definitely has strayed more into like, it's widely opened up now.
Mhm.
And I love it because it like
Same.
it just is able to like, it's more accessible to a broader, like more diverse range of people, because it's about like because it's not necessarily just like a pen is just a writing instrument, but like when you're paying for a luxury pen, which like I think anything over, even though like some people may not agree, but like anything that's over like $20 is definitely considered a luxury, I think, these days. And it's just like if you're paying that much for a pen, like at this point now you want it to really be a good fit with like your either just like your comfort level and like as far as like how you want to hold and write with a pen, or also your style.
Hmm.
So it's like you're able to more convince somebody. It's like, okay, well, like you go for a Kaweco Sport. It's like, okay, well, yeah, but Kaweco Sport comes in like a whole bunch of colors. Why does it come in like that many colors? It's because like you could then find the one that really like matches with what
Like
your
resonate.
aesthetics are.
Yeah.
And then like it'll make you happy every time that you see that pen in your pen case, because it's like the exact color
Mhm.
that you're just like attracted to for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
Oh, for sure. And it's funny because like at first I think I was like, why does people have so many black pens? And then they would look at my collection and be like, why the hell does she have like a million pink pens? Well, that makes me happy and that makes you happy. So that's perfect. Like that's
Yeah.
all, like, that's what I think is just, it's so neat. And then I find like, even I was talking to somebody about this release today earlier, and she had never held an Estie and she was worried that like it was going to be too heavy or too big for her hand and stuff like that. And I had said, like, I have little hands, like, but don't rush into it. Like, it's not anything that you have to rush into. There's always going to be another one, like, which I
Yep.
learned in the last little while, especially lately. But you can, sorry, I just got a message. And now I'm distracted. But you can like, I'm like, don't do it just because of the hype is what I'm saying. Like this one, and for example, has a lot of hype, and people are like, and I get it. I love it. But if it's not for you, don't worry. There's another one. Get one that you love. Because even when I started with this, my first one was that Sailor Hachimanji, and I bought it on the secondhand market, which was not a fun plan. But it brought me so much joy to have that pen that I would rather have that pen than 10 pens that I'm like, meh, I better.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like with this, like you said, it's a luxury, and buy ones that make you happy, not because it makes somebody else happy, not because it's the popular one, not because it's whatever. Do what you love. It's your journey. It's your pen. Have at it the way you want to. And I don't know. But I'm very excited about all the pink pens.
Yeah.
That are coming.
As William said, it's like a watch or jewelry, which is the same conversation we had on Wednesday on Desk Chatter, where I think it was Wednesday, where especially once you're getting into a certain range of pens, they are very much it's already sold out on Helen's site.
That's not a surprise.
We are 8 minutes into this release.
And they had a limit of one per
for a second again.
customer,
Please
too.
don't be mad. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm never trying to be
At exactly 9, it was sold out on Helen's site.
It's sold out on Esterbrook too. That's why I got a message. It was
Well,
I mean,
try smaller pen shops if you're still looking for it.
and they're
Also, too, is that it's going to get restocked.
It is.
So it's like they're planning on having enough stock for like the next few months.
Like that's where I was worried about being distracted a bit, because I don't want people to be upset. Like what I just said, don't be upset. Like like in the grand scheme of things, would I be upset? Yes, because that's me too. But I also know that it's coming again. Like it's don't worry. Like don't stress. Because when they realized all of this, like Helen and Esterbrook and all of it, they wanted this to be a good thing. They want people to be happy about it. They want people to be involved, like Helen's community to be happy and to be able to do it, like get it if they want it. So it's not, they've already started to do more. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like breathe.
But like if you're a Canadian, Toronto Pen Shop, Wonder Pens, Stilo, and Bless Skips, I believe.
Is Vancouver Pen Shop still around too?
Vancouver Pen Shop is still around.
Okay.
I don't know that they're on the list of stores that got them. They're not. I don't think they're on the list of Canadian stores that I've seen circulating that have them, but you can always check with them. Somebody picked theirs up from Applebaum. Try the smaller shops.
I want to see that. I haven't been in the Discord, so I'm a little worried.
Well, so back to William's comment. we talked about how pens at a certain level are almost like a quiet luxury status symbol, where if you don't know what said pen is, you are not aware of how expensive it is. Like some of the special edition pilots. You just think, oh, that's a cool pen. But if you're in the pen world, you know that, oh, that's a Raid and a Rushi vanishing point. So they are, I would say, very much treated like watches and jewelry.
I would say so, because they have the ability to convey a certain level of status, like you were saying. I think that is typically what some of the more flashy looking pens try to accomplish, is that it just kind of says, it's like, oh, I'm of this sort of affluence. Like, let's say somebody proudly, which I do have a couple of Mont Blancs, but somebody who purposefully buys a Mont Blanc just because they want to show, they want to convey that level of status. Like, this is what I know a luxury pen would be. Like, I would match it with like a Cartier watch, or and then like other types of jewelry that are very like high recognizable brands that other people would recognize and say, oh, Balenciaga and like Gucci and stuff like that. So there's that level of it, and that I will not deny is like part of the appeal. But there's also the flip side of like, well, these pen makers make so many different pen models because they want to accommodate for people's tastes, and they want to be able to approach everybody and like have customers that go from people who are just starting out to people who would be willing to pay $2,000 for a hand painted Maquia limited edition. So, and they want to be able to cater to everybody. So it's just, but it's also, so it's about meeting where you're at currently, like what it is that you would feel comfortable with, what is that really speaks to you, and what is it that you're willing to pay to, like, that would then be in exchange for, like, you were saying, Shannon, like, I don't want to buy like 10 inexpensive pens just because I feel like I'm getting more pens out of it. I want to pay what I would pay for 10 inexpensive pens in a more expensive pen, because it really, like, that is going to bring me more happiness than all those other cheaper pens. Yeah.
And that's what, like, I think too, and I've said this probably on this coffee date thing last time, but I swear, fountain pens broke my brain. Like, it was like before, like $50 is a lot for a pen, and now it's like, oh, 200, that's not so bad. That's good. And then
that's a value right there.
Like going from like washi and stickers, like, oh yeah, I bought a couple washi and stickers, buying a couple of pens, you're in trouble if you don't watch out for that, but I just think like it's one of those things that, don't get yourself in trouble for it. Don't have to, like, somebody else had messaged me about, oh my goodness, there's this pen they just got, but they really want this one. And I was like, she's like, but I'm not 100% sure if this is my color or if I'm just like getting wrapped up into it. And I was like, if it's not 100% you, there is going to be other ones. And then literally Bennu dropped that 3-pack that they have on their exclusive, like,
the Pixie
for their sites again. And she messaged me and she was like, damn it. Like, and that's because that's more like, people are killing it lately. I don't know. All of the brands are killing it, and like makers are killing it. You guys with your exclusives are killing it. Like, it's a dangerous pen world out there right now.
Is.
Yeah. And it's become like fashion, where it's like a lot of stuff kind of comes in and out very quickly. But like you said, it just, if something is going to be out there for you, and even if you miss out on this round, there's because, like, just like with Hollywood and the sequels, like, when people know that something works, especially if it's on like a business level, manufacturer, whatnot, they'll come back to it. So it's like a good example might be like Pilot with their limited editions with the vanishing points. They let each of the different markets choose the design for the particular year. So the US has, ever since, was it Twilight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since then, the U.S. market has realized that we need to do gradient vanishing points as the limited edition. But you'll see any other year that a different market has it, like Europe or Japan, is not a gradient. It's just like, then we come back to Seashore, like this was past year with 2024, and it was like an immediate sellout. It was gone. But then like the year before that was the Kanreki, the 60th anniversary edition, that was like just the solid red, and it was like coral red before that. They were just they're still on the shelf because it's not something that appeals so much to the US market, but like when they know, when like manufacturers know, or when let's say a retailer or whoever is like kind of like in the purchasing decision, like they know like, oh, people really like this dark teal color. It's like they're going to end up finding some way to put that type of color back into the mix of things, even if something is completely gone and sold out limited editions. Like they're going to find a way to try to fold that in somehow in the future.
Yeah. And
I think that, oh, sorry, go ahead, Alexandra.
Looping back to color, because you've got a great pen behind you as an example of this. Primary manipulation.
Yeah.
Which is on my grail list of, like, I do not care what pen it is in. All I want to do is find a color of it that I really like, which has always been my thing with that resin, because no two of those pens look the same.
I don't know how many pens that I actually opened at the office when that shipment was received to go find that particular one. It must have been at least like 10, 20 of them. I had them all out. And there was a lot of finalists, and I ended up having FaceTime calls with a few of my buddies, with Roy and with Mike.
I love that.
And like even with my wife too. I'm just like, you know, here's this one, here's this one, here's this one, and then just like help me. You know, it's like I'm debating on this one or this one. Which one do you like more? Because they are so wildly different.
That makes me feel better when you do that too, though, because I thought he was going to talk about your Horizon pen.
Yeah, I was about to say, it makes me feel far better that I texted you and went, "Can you open a bunch of boxes for me, please?"
Difference, though. It's so crazy, and I didn't know that. Like going into Stationery Fest, because I had never seen like a resin pen at that point in person yet, I don't think, and it was just like so different seeing it, because and there were certain pens I hadn't got to see or hold yet and everything else. Actually, I think I quizzed you or somebody on the Instagram at one point, Tom, even about the Euphorias for Bennu, because the cap is so damn big that I thought that the pen was going to be way too big, but it's like holding it makes such a difference. Same with, I wanted to see the Leonardos in person, and I loved Colorissa's, the dragon one, but I couldn't see the resin in person and I wasn't sure, but Jonathan had it at Yoseka, and as soon as I saw it in person, I was like, I need that pen. Like that was it. And that was, I don't know, it just makes such a difference. Like I can't believe, and if you've never seen resins in person, how the depths of them, the sparkle, the like all of that kind of came together, and when you see them, then you're in trouble more.
Yes, that is the perk of having a friend that works for a pen company, who, when you go, this is a pen I really want, but they look so different.
We do.
Later
like,
about
Gold Spot does do that on.
I mean, like 4 boxes.
Of course, you can't do that for like everybody, of course, because like if it was like everybody was like requesting the same thing, it just would be like a nightmare in terms of being able to get things out on time, and just everybody's like time being spent like taking pictures and stuff like that of everything. But like
that's why pen are so great, though.
Yeah. I mean, like that's, you're able to see everything out, and or like the nature of that kind of stuff too is that, you know, it's almost like there's a uniqueness to each design, and you could, like, let's say, could you just pick a pen for me that doesn't have that much purple in it, and then like, or pick ones that have like warmer tones, or like could you just do one with like less translucency, and like maybe you might be happy with the rest of it, but you know, you kind of have to know what you're looking for out of that, and then kind of have to like let go at a certain point and just say it is what it is. It's kind of its own uniqueness about it, and that's what makes it so distinctive, and then yours personally, because it's like that particular color pattern, like you could, if you use your pen enough and you've seen it enough, you could identify it in the crowd of every other like primary manipulation pen. You could be like, that one is mine because that's got all the colors, and I remember all the swirls. It's got that little dimple that kind of looks like a birthmark on the cap, and it's just like, you know, it's exactly yours.
Exactly. And like in the end, out of the 4 you sent me, there was only one I disliked. Like I could have just been really, really specific in what I was asking for. And instead, you sent me pictures. I went back and forth for many days with you and then ended up picking your top pick. I went, you're the person actually looking at them. Why am I arguing with you that I like one of them better?
I just tried to give you my best. Like this is like what I was when I was looking at them. It's like which one would I like honestly pick? Because like I which one I thought like looked the best, and I was just like I think it's that one.
That's,
you know.
yeah.
I honestly I did not do an meeny miny mo, or I was just like, oh whatever, what's most convenient.
I am so excited to see it in person in like 3.5 weeks.
Oh, is it at my PO? Oh, is it really?
I don't have it.
Oh jeez.
There's a lot of mail.
I get to see it in 3.5 weeks.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that. It's just it's just the mail.
We are gonna have the most fun in Chicago.
We are. We're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
Because I have so many gold spot orders waiting for me. So much mail.
It's gonna be my car's gonna be full.
I apologize, but not really.
I'm not. We're gonna have a blast.
At least pens are not like that big. Like you could fit a lot of them in a small container or a bag or whatnot.
Most of what I've ordered isn't pens. I think I've actually I think I've ordered 3 pens. Everything else I've ordered has been like inks.
I don't know. The last time I went though, there was like 7 gold spot boxes or something, like 4 or 5. It was a lot of gold spot boxes. I was like, gold spot.
I make no apologies.
No, absolutely. We were gonna have so much fun. And there's still like, I want to order. What was the other one I needed to order? I want the pink champagne, but I don't think that's gonna happen before Chicago.
You want the Karen Dash pen and pencil set?
Oh yes.
The pink
there
one.
was something else I thought though.
Oh, the one with the cherry blossom, the gradient one.
Yeah. See, he learns fast. Pink. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, if it's pink,
I think I actually ordered the talisman, the Sakura one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really pretty, and I don't have a talisman yet. I just have the Euphoria.
Yeah. It's different though. Like I will have to say that I think you might be thrown by like the Euphoria. I feel is like in terms of Bennu pens, it's like the most normal Bennu pen. Like it has like a certain dimension and like weight and balance of it, but like the talisman kind of feels a lot different. Like it just is like it's kind of its own kind of oddball design. But like people like it. It's just it's a lot different than like it's off the beaten path. Which I mean that's what Bennu's kind of known for, because you have like all of like the crazy stuff that they have with the Viper, and there's like a tattoo pen and like the Briolette even is kind of like a cool looking design, but like the Euphoria I feel like is the reason why it's one of the most successful ones. Is like it's the most kind of like mainstream sort of design.
Yeah. Well, the talisman has like weird little grooves and stuff in it too, doesn't it? Like it's
kind of like a honeycomb pattern almost.
Okay,
like it's like a elongated honeycomb pattern.
With one. I can't remember anymore. Okay. But maybe I'll try one and then order it. I'm not. But yeah, it's so many things.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be a very me thing to do.
Oh yeah, it's like it's kind of like buying like a few different sizes online and then seeing what fits and then just returning the other ones. Yeah. I've seen that approach as well, and that's it's kind of because like of course like when you're buying them at first you're buying 3 times the amount, and it's like the whole idea with sometimes with online retail is that like you want to have the customer buy the things and then you just hope that they don't end up returning them like in some form or another. And it's
I don't like it. I feel so bad when I do that. I don't think even my husband will do that with Amazon. He's like, oh, I can just order a couple and then return the one. I'm like, no, like, I don't know if it's because I've been in retail for so long. Like I had been in retail for so long, and then I'm like, no, like I try not to buy something I think I'm ever going to return unless it's like a defective something. Like, and not saying it's bad, not saying people shouldn't do it. That's not it. But that's just a me thing. Like, I don't know why.
So do you see that approach more with the limited editions? versus
No, I don't really. Like it's very, very rare where I see that like people will buy multiples just to like. I have seen it occasionally, but for the most part, it's mostly the pre-purchase, like asking questions about it, like maybe taking a few pictures of pens, or just the comment of, could you just check to make sure that this pen has like more blue in it or something like that. So it's like usually that sort of thing, and that usually is a good way to get something that you would want right off the bat. Some people do the return approach, and but I kind of feel like from a consumer point of view is that the ball's in your court to then. It's kind of like signing up for like I do Audible. So like I sign up for like whenever they do the free trial, but the whole idea of that concept is that they want you to forget at the end of the 3-month trial where you're only paying like $1 a month. They want you to kind of forget to like cancel it. So that way then they could charge you the $15. And that's kind of like the thing I have in my head when it comes to ordering things, is that I don't want to order too much and with the idea of sending it back, and then I forget to send the items back, and then I'm just kind of then stuck with them because like return policies like out or whatnot. So that's why I kind of feel like from a consumer point of view, I wouldn't want to do it that way, because I don't want to be out like 3 times the amount of, or 4 times or whatever many times that you're buying said item.
That reminded me of something I think we were going to ask him about, Alexandra, was how do you find, even with the like returns for your guys, like mystery boxes?
We do get returns. So like people do sometimes, like they'll say, oh, it didn't really jive with me. Can I send it back? Sure, no problem. It does happen at a rate. I'm trying to think of like how many, like, or like what kind of percentage, but it's really not that much. Because like usually a lot of people are very happy with it. I check out the reviews, and usually they're extremely positive, where it's like, oh, I would have never have decided to try this pen or this nib.
Sure.
And it's so exciting, and it's like what makes it really appealing is that you get everything at like a really like awesome value. So it's usually like 40-50%. So if you were to try to buy that normally, it would not, you wouldn't be able to buy it normally at that price. So it's like gives you a little bit of that encouragement to try something different, and also get like a good deal on it at the same time.
I think what you guys do though with saying that you can, I think also encourages people to take that risk to maybe end up just like that, like getting something that they actually really do love, but not being so stressed out about the fact that they're buying something more expensive that they don't know what it is. That they don't. I've always been nervous a little bit about like some mystery things, especially with, and I'm not talking just in the pen community, I'm talking about anywhere, when it is something that's a higher value, but you really don't know. Like, you really don't know what they're going to, like, if it's a makeup box or something, like, I'll end up with, like, blue eyeshadow or something that I'm just not going to put on. Like, like that kind of idea.
And I find that Goldspot does a fairly good description of the mystery box.
Yes. You want to give us more hints about this one?
I have a question, but I'm going to ask that question once we're done and off camera. But I will not ask you on camera because I don't want to spoil it for the
spoils.
We're partially talking about it because it's this week's weekly dip, and for those that don't know, it's the weekly special over at Goldspot, the April one, and it's.
I have a theory.
I have a theory too.
Yeah.
But I have one very particular question, but I'm not going to ask it on camera because I don't want to spoil it for the people.
So I try to at least like kind of give like a skeletal outline of what's going to be there, because it's like it would be interesting to know, what kind of filling mechanism is it? Like, is it like a stainless steel, or is it a gold nib? Which I don't think we've done gold nibs yet so far. Or like what kind of material is it made out of? Just to kind of at least convey some pieces of value that like you're going to be getting something that's worth that level, that you're not just going to get like it's like a not, I want to say cheap, but like they're never like cheap per se, but like something that like you're definitely going to not want. It's like we try to like put together at least like some sort of like a ghostly outline of like an idea of what it could be. That way it doesn't like necessarily spoil too much, but then kind of gives you something to anticipate.
A gold nib one would be a very expensive,
It would be,
one.
yeah.
But it would also be it depends on the pen you pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like
But the other component of it is that like of course it has to be like a really great value. So like one of the things that we always look for is that it has to be something that we could be able to like say, hey, this is a retail price of, let's say, $200, but you're going to be getting things like everything included is like for 100. So like for a lot of the gold nib items, you know, it's even like, let's say like a Lamy 2000, which is like one of the best like values, or like some of the other pilots like a 74 or a Vanishing Point.
I'm playing with a Decimo and I'm going like, does the math work with a Decimo? And I don't think it does.
Oh, but the thing is, it's like with those in particular, you know, like they're always like everyday bestsellers, and the manufacturers are never looking to, you know, try to make any sort of deal on those where it's like we could sell them for like 50% off. Like that's why you don't ever see like a Lamy 2000, other than like if you try to get them like, you know, gray market wise and like try to get them through, or just end up buying like a Jinhao version. You're not gonna see a Lamy 2000 for 50% off. Like you're not gonna see Lamy dumping inventory at like crazy, you know, 50-60% off prices, because it's just always like an everyday bestseller sort of thing. So
the best sale I've seen on pilots was at the Atlas Sidewalk sale, and that's because Atlas takes a very small margin, and so Pilot was willing. I think they were 30% off for a Decimo.
Yeah, and that's the case. Like you could get really good deals at like pen shows or like sidewalk sales. You get some really great deals that way because you know, you kind of cut some of the overheads out. It's just like, here's this stock that I have, you know, it's a special sale weekend, so, you know, have at it. Like that's a great opportunity to be able to get something at a great price.
Pilot's one of the ones that I wish would bring some of the Japanese exclusives though, or like the Japanese like colorways and that kind of stuff. Because you were talking about like the gradients, that they don't tend to do that, but they do gradients over there all the time for like store exclusives and stuff like that. And those are the ones that sell like crazy, but we can't get them.
Yep, that's my common complaint with them too. And I own which, do I have it here with me? No, I don't have. That's in my other pen case. It's like I have a custom 823 that has the FA nib. And that's one of those combinations that not available in the US, but it was like you could buy it directly in Japan with the FA nib on it. And it's an amazing. I'm like, why don't they do this? Look, the custom 912 FA nib is like one of the best sellers. The now the 743, the one that's like the 823 but fills with the Con 70. That's also a huge popular one in the FA nib. Put the FA nib on the 823. Just do it. But like
which one's the 912, and it's not the 743, is it the 742 that are the 10 size nibs?
I'm trying to think, because I always get the nib size.
15,
I think they're 15s, right? Yeah.
No, the 823 is 15. I think 912 is the 10. I don't know. I find the 10 is a little bit softer in the FA nib. I tried it when I was at the Pilot booth, but the 912 is a pen I love, but it only comes in black. Drives me bananas.
Yes. It needs to be in pink. It just needs to be in pink. Put some cherry blossom petals on it. Just make it in pink. Come on.
Yeah, you're getting it. You're getting it.
He's gonna be like, oh yeah, that girl. I have one 912 actually that I ended up getting from, I don't even know. I think it's a small shop somewhere in Japan that ended up getting to do like a custom with Pilot, and it's like a white shimmer with gray finials, and it is beautiful. But I got it in a soft medium, which I love. But I don't think I had known about the FA nib at that point, and I also don't know if they offered it in that one because, like I said, it was an exclusive to them. But they like, I would love for the U.S. market and or the North American market to be able to get more of the like colors. We just need some colors, people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
I totally agree.
The only Pilot I own is purple. Why would I own anything in a
Decimos? the VPs and the decimos, I went down a really
Like,
interesting Japan hole.
yeah, I refuse to own. I own a couple black pens, but they're all like totally
Stealthy.
black.
Yeah.
Or, you know, a Mont Blanc. I'm not going to own a boring black pen.
For black pens, I have the Raven, but I love that because it's like a matte and it's fun.
Yeah.
And then I have the Shape of Heart because I love that series and it was rose gold and it has the gems and stuff like that. Like I love that one. But like those are the plain black pens I have. A couple others like have like things on them. Like there was a Sailor Pro Gear Slim that has like stars and stuff on it that I have. I can't remember what it's called, but
apparently you can take the FA nibs out and put them in Yovo pens.
Wendy Sue scares me with her.
Wendy often scares me, but I also love her.
I love her. Oh no, I love her, but it scares me to take apart a pen. I might just give it to Wendy and be like, "Here you go. Can you do your thing?" Because it would terrify me.
I haven't tried that yet, but that does sound interesting. Yeah. I would probably see like I'm now permanently scarred from my tinkering with the Leonardo. Yeah. That I'm playing it conservative from now on. It's just like the nib comes with what it comes with, and stop messing around with what it is. So
no, Wendy Sue was on here and she was talking about like she had nibs. I don't even know. She had all the nibs out of all the pens and in different pens, and then there was some place that we could buy like housing to put the nibs in, and I was blown away. I had
Flexible Nib Factory. So yeah, so Flexible Nib Factory is what is also on the 823 that I have. So I have the FA nib on it with the Flexible Nib Factory triple feed, ebonite feed, the triple channel. So it has like the good like flow that goes along with it.
This sounds amazing, but I'm terrified.
Yeah, it's well. The thing is, I bought it used, so it had all of that.
Oh, so sorry, I missed that part.
No, I didn't mention it. Sorry. Oh. So. Yeah, but that's like, yeah, it was like it already had it on there. Somebody was just looking to get rid of it, and I was just like, all right, I'll take. Because like actually, my buddy Mike knew I wanted that combination for the longest time, and he's the one that's always on like the pen swap subreddit and like the one that's on Instagram too. I forget the name of it, the virtual pen show. So he's always he would send me, oh, here's a custom made 23 with FA. It's like, and then it ended up hitting me where it was like, oh, this has got the Flexible Nib Factory feed on it too. And I got it. So,
well, like even not that I'm a huge green person, but and honestly, the other thing is there's certain things where I was like, I'm not really a blue girl. And all of a sudden in the last 6 months, I think I've bought like 10 blue pens. I'm like, what? I don't understand how this happened. Like, but even they have the 823 in Japan right now in like a beautiful green color. Like it's like a demonstratory, like forest green, I think.
Yeah, they kill me with like all the Japanese, in like country exclusives. It's like, why are we getting any of these? Come on, like just some of them.
It really does, because some of them they're so beautiful. Like most of my decimos or vanishing points, I believe, are the ones from overseas, because those are the colors that I've always been drawn to, and that's where like whereas here they're more like plain blue, plain red, plain green. Like
I figure if I just stick to US and Canadian store exclusives, I can sort of fill my desire for like exclusive stuff without venturing into Japan. So far I have
the opposite.
So far I've avoided all the Japanese exclusives by just shopping US and Canadian exclusives when I felt the need for an exclusive.
It's hard too, I think. Maybe I looked at it differently because also with like I had said earlier, I went with ones like, even if I was going to spend the extra money on it, I went with ones that I absolutely loved. Whereas like I actually really like the black matte vanishing point, but I've never bothered to buy it, or not bothered, but like it always kind of went to the end of the list because I would find one that I loved, like that purple one I showed you that I brought to your house. Like that kind of thing. So I just, not that I don't like them, it's just that they moved back to get one that I loved and spent the money there. But also with the exchanges, Japan and us are more on par as opposed to the US. So it was you could get this for almost the same, like, yeah, it was just messy shopping.
Oh, that's fine. I am not attending Scriven.
I thought you might be.
It's up in the air.
Oh,
It's unlikely.
Okay, I will be at Scriven. How do we see that? Scriven? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I've been saying Scriven.
Scriven. Okay, I will be there though.
Are you? Can you still hear me?
We can.
Okay, that's my AirPods just died. So.
Oh no.
I was wondering why you were muted, but I figured something was going on in the
No,
background.
it had to switch over to the internal computer microphone.
Yeah.
So
it's I think it's the 3rd year of the Montreal Pen Show.
I've never been to that one, obviously. This will be the first year I get to go to a few of the bigger ones. Like obviously I'm doing Chicago, and then I just told you, Alexander, but I'm going to literally found out yesterday I'm going to go to Little Craft Fest in Houston. So this month is going to be insane. But so my friend Lauren that I talked about earlier with the notebook, she's decided to be a silver sponsor there. So she has 4 massive tables of all her products. So she messaged a friend and I and said, like, can you come work with me and whatever. So we're going to do that. And then Chicago. And then I want to try and go to DC, but San Francisco is the one that I think that if I have to pick one more, it'll be San Francisco.
And San Francisco is just before your birthday.
Yes, it's like the weekend before. So that's like my birthday trip. Well, we'll call it that for shopping purposes, not that. I'll be like, it's my birthday, honey. So I gotta, you'll just feel like it doesn't matter. I'd use that today. It's fine.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Scriptus is always the weekend before my birthday.
Yes.
Which is so dangerous because it is just before my birthday on the 3rd. So.
Well, I realized
last year. Last year, my birthday present came from Scriptus. The year before, part of my birthday present came from Scriptus.
But I the same thing. I think like I discovered last year, because again, this is like I only got into this March of last year. So this fall, like the fall between like the middle of October and the end of November is a very dangerous time for shopping purposes. But it's also like it was like, oh my God, this is such a good deal. This is such a good deal. And it was just, oh my.
Yeah, my birthday is at the end of November, so it's usually around like Black Friday.
Nice.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, I don't really like look for things for myself because like I'm like, well, then Christmas is right around the corner too, and it's like, I know it's hard on people because it's like I have to figure out what to get him, that for 1 month, and then the next month is like the next thing I have to get for him too. So it's like you don't have like no break. It's
Were you and your wife into any of this like similar hobbies?
Well, we're both into reading a lot now. And we also both have a strong affinity towards coffee. So we did go to a coffee fest 2 weekends ago. That was at Bellworks that's over here in Homedale. And it was like both of us were like kids in a candy store, except the candy was coffee. And there was actual candy there. But they were basically, you were getting shots of espresso or like cold brews, regular hot coffees. They even had one person had tea, and they had chocolates and all sort. It was just amazing. We were just like romping around. We're so like highly caffeinated that I was just like, you know what? If you gave and it was super crowded, more crowded than like any pen show that you could ever possibly go to, where like lines were like kind of crossing each other, and you were like, what line is this for? Like what table you're going for? Like it was just insane because they're giving out like free samples and stuff, and like both of us were like, with all the people on here this stimulated, like I bet you we could just set us to one major problem that's going on in the world. Like I bet you this whole room can like cure something, like we could do something amazing if we just like, if everybody was just like, all right, everybody, the do now is we're going to solve this major problem. And it's just like we would like, there's so many people drinking coffee at that time. We would have been like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
See, and Gord is IT, like he's in IT, so he's very technical, things like that. I am not good with technology in any way, shape, or form. And I'm like very like into the pens and the fountain pen, like analog, right? So it's sometimes like with gifts and stuff. Like last year actually was one where he really wanted to get a new computer. I had just started to get into this hobby, so I had a couple of like more expensive pens that I had really wanted. So we had kind of decided like we can do like this is what we're gonna do this year together and whatever. But we don't tend to do like the gifting thing like that anymore because I would have not a clue, and neither would he. But we've been together so long now that it's just like, I'm like, oh, look what you bought me. And he's like, oh, that's great. Thanks.
Again, we've talked before about how great the brain injury is.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Because
like, I don't know what's in this box. And I'm like,
well,
what?
Mom bought me a pen at Scriptus with Tori. I stood there. I picked out the fucking pen.
Oh, jeez.
And then she gifted it to me 7 days later. Did I remember what the pen was? No. Was I very happy to open the pen? Yes. Is this a perk anytime I get to be given a gift? Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
I was at her house and she ordered a pen when I was there, but she didn't remember what the pen was when she went to open it for her thing. And then she's like, when did I order this? I was like, I was at your house. We were sitting there. You did it together. We did it together. She's like, oh.
It's a brain injury perk.
I mean, you gotta have some perks, I guess.
Gotta have some perks, and the perks are that I can never remember what I've ordered myself.
It just cracked me up so bad because I was
like, I went through all my Gold Spot orders 2 days ago and made a list of what I've ordered, and I went,
I've done that.
When did I order this?
Yeah, I've definitely done that. Or like an ink or something. I've probably bought the same ink more than once because I can't remember.
Oh no, Shannon, there was an entire order that I went, when did I order this?
But I love your perspective on it. It's just like now it's a surprise. Like it's just it's delightful to see, to see something, and because like you're very intentional when you want to pick something. So like of course you're going to like it. It's just that initial surprise and that excitement over it. Of course, like if you know about it, it's always in the back of your mind. Like it's kind of dulled then when you actually receive it. But like the way that you're looking at it, you're like then it comes.
And that's why I love that she
feel that all over again.
Well, because she was opening it on her video too, and she's like, am I gonna be? I'm like, you're gonna be so excited. She's like, I am. You ordered it. Like it was just the way she was saying it. Like it killed me. I was like. But what
is the perk?
But it's a joy, and I mean it works. Like, but I've done things like that too, just memory wise. Like, or I'll buy something and I'll put that package aside or something, and then forgot, and then I'm like, what is this? And then it's like Christmas. It's great.
No, like it's probably the only perk of the brain injury, but like being able to buy something and then have no recollection of what I've bought, and then be utterly overjoyed to open up something. It's amazingly fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
a good time on our live stream.
It's not fun in any other application.
Yeah.
Other than opening mail. But it is fun in this one tiny application.
But you can remember so many things about like pens and inks and all of those things, but just not what I don't know.
Well, when I order something, I'm generally only looking at it one time.
Yeah, for sure.
And
no, it's interesting how the brain kind of works too, right? Like it's just.
But when I'm, learning about inks, learning about pens, learning about filling systems, I'm spending a lot of time. Yeah. Also, like we're 6 years at this point. The first 2 years of this were not nearly as pleasant.
No.
The first time I was sitting at the kitchen table and looked at my parents and went, what's going on? Because I had no memory of the previous 8 hours. Far more unpleasant. That just sort of rolls off of us now. Like, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Like, we're almost 6 years into it. Like, we're
But the
much
fact that you
further
embrace
than
it
we've
and you can
been.
have a bit of fun with it, like for your packages, like that's awesome. Like that's a good thing. Like but it's the same thing with like everybody learns differently. Like I am not one that if you know how like people make documents like process documents, I am not. I hate a process document. Unless I've seen it like before and gone through it.
So I've never double ordered with pens. I have double ordered with watercolors many times.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Or stickers. I've done that. Or washi. I've done that a lot.
Which is when I started to keep a very precise spreadsheet for paints. I find that with pens and inks, I'm not ordering all that often. Whereas when I'm working with paint brands, orders are coming in fast and furious. Like I'm constantly like sending out lists to brands of colors to test or work on or for formulation. And so then I'll frequently like put an order on my list twice. But because I'm spending so much when I buy pens or ink, there tends to be a long period between orders. And so I just haven't double ordered yet. I'm sure I will at some point. But so far we've been safe.
But you know what? Even if I like for ink, for example, I know I've wanted to go through and like make some kind of catalog for my ink. I just haven't had time. Like I even went to try that fountain pen companion once, but it wouldn't load certain inks properly and I gave up. But my worst case scenario is if I have 2 bottles of ink of the same ones, then I get to give samples to friends or samples at pen shows, that kind of thing. I've never been like stressed about ink. I don't think I would end up ordering a second pen, but I'm never going to say never because I know better. But it's one of those like ink or like a washi or sticker, something like that. I've never worried. Like I've never worried about, I'm still supporting a brand or something. And it's obviously something I loved if I've picked it twice.
Yeah.
And and again, worst case, I can just trade it with people and have fun with it. That's part of the like I love about I find most most crafty communities because like I said, I've been in different ones. Like I've done stamping and scrapbooking and planning and fountain pens and all of that. And I think everybody is like that. They all like to share the different things and just have a good time with everybody. And you know, like when you get to swap stuff too, you find new brands, you find new accessories that you love to use or something you didn't know existed. And it's just it's a fun thing.
And so, it's almost 1 o'clock, so we're going to wrap this up soon. Right. But let us end on the second pen doesn't count if it's a different color, which I think most of us believe that if it's a different color, it doesn't count as being the same pen.
No.
So if it was, let's say, a Brooks primary manipulation, you accidentally ordered 2, that would not count because it is like pretty much a different color.
Well, I think somebody in this chat said she kept all 3 of the pens she ordered.
Oh, I thought you were I was like, am I getting thrown? No, somebody else did. No. And I had 2 Sweet Dreams, but I have one with a silver clip and one with the gold trim, like silver trim and gold trim. And then, but they're also, one's more like very much more mixed resin, whereas one's like the more bold color. So that to me, it's still 2 very different pens.
I think I've got 5 Estes, so.
Oh, I have, yeah. I actually have like
they're all different.
Yeah, there are 5 different brands that are like the ones that I've tended to like. Those are the ones that I get the most. I like what I like, and I just kind of get different colors. Like I know some people are like, I'm going to only have one of the 3776, or I'm only going to have one SC, or I'm only going to have one. I am extra in all kinds of ways, so I'm just like, I'll go with it.
No, and like if a color is pretty. And I really, really like it, and I can find it at a reasonable price that I can afford, it's probably coming home with me.
Liz got her 5th SD today. Oh, and I seen that Wendy Sue's birthday is the San Francisco weekend too, so we all need to have a party. That's the plan. Tom can mix the drinks.
Yes. I'll try not to make them very strong, so.
Tom can fly to San Francisco just to bartend.
But we need the glitter.
I need to make all sorts of like different fountain pen related beverages, like like call to references of different, various things.
You need to do like that small town cookbook, but a gold spot version.
Yes.
That's all like pen themed.
I love it.
That would be pretty cool.
We could make a whole thing. We need to plan a party. Tom's like, what did I just sign up for?
I was just like now that we're talking about it, like my mind's like, because that's why I'm not responding. I'm like,
wait, can we do this?
Various things. It's like, well, could we do this? It's like,
could we do this?
Fun time.
I think
I think we could do that. We could have like, oh my goodness, this could be so much fun. We could have like, what are those things called in kids' birthday? Those little bags.
The goodie
blue
bags.
bags.
Oh my, why could I not think of that? But goodie bags.
Yeah.
I can bring Canadian chocolate, and we can bring like. I have people that make washi and stickers. This could be insane. I have plans now. Tom, we have to shop.
Basically, it'd be like an after, because you know how they have the after show, like the after dark or whatever.
Yeah.
like,
Adventure after
little
dark.
gatherings and stuff.
Yeah.
You have like a few choice like cocktails that would be on the menu, and then like a selection of hors d'oeuvres that would all be pen related,
Yes.
and then like the goodie bags.
And like
then you'd
you
have-
like
And we
different
can make it.
spots
We
that
can make
almost-
it like a kid's birthday party. It could be like pin the nib on the pen.
Oh my god.
Like,
Okay,
this
no, it's not. This is not. I can't word today.
This is no longer theoretical.
Hypothetical. No, it's no longer hypothetical. It's happening.
Wendy,
Who's gonna
this
donate? nibs?
sounds doable.
Who can we talk to? Kirk. Can we have Kirk like grind some nibs and like put engrave them? We need.
I
to
say
put
we
them on
just send
things.
this clip to Bryce. We send this clip to Bryce.
Bryce
and
would be all for this.
Bryce would be all for this.
Bryce would be in.
His level of crazy.
Yeah.
That's why we get along so well. It's like we kind of go into this like we feed off of each other, you know.
And
So like,
I met them for the first time in Philly, and I adore his mother.
mhm.
Like she is the sweet. Like I love her. I'm like she is hilarious. Like I love her. She's so sweet. Anyway. That's
Well,
all.
It sounds like we have an event to plan.
Yeah, I think so. I think
How
so.
much fun would this be? I don't even care. I don't care if it's about my birthday. I just want the event. But we need goodie bags and like pin the. Oh my goodness, the pin the nib thing is hilarious.
We could go
And
like
the
there's
shot
like there's
glasses look
bobbing
like
there's
little-
bobbing for like apples. You could like go bobbing for ink bottles. I don't know, like that might be like, they would have to be small enough to like actually
the colorverse ones.
yeah, the colorverse ones.
Oh
like, go
my
bobbing for ink bottles, yeah.
Bryce, talk to Bryce.
Except, they wouldn't float. So we'd have to use like sample vials. Sample vials would float.
What else would float? How could we do that? There's so many, but they're like even like little shots, like the little shot glasses could be all the different colors, like of dye, and it looks like the different ink samples and stuff. Oh my!
Like blue curacao is a liquor that like has a very strong blue tint. You can go
Yeah,
with that.
but you can even just put food coloring in them,
Yeah, could do that.
right?
I was thinking more of like with the drinks that we would serve, but yeah, we could do.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
so this would work really
Wait,
well
wait,
with Bryce because like we do have like so Goldspot would have like the various Bennu pens that have the
Yes.
spirit themes.
Yes.
So it would be like the drinks would be like the ones that match the pens. So that would be kind of cool to do that.
How could we do this? We need a committee. Wendy Sue, you're on the committee.
We're the committee to plan parties.
Wendy is now a convener of this event. Have fun.
Bryce, you're on the committee. I know you're busy right now in Seattle, I think it is, but
Yeah, he's
you're
at
on the committee.
NAMTA. He's at NAMTA setting up a display.
It's not a trampoline. No, I'm too old for
Oh
that.
yeah, I can just
Yeah.
imagine people with the nibs. Yeah, the trampoline park would not be safe.
Yeah. All right. And on that note, thanks for hanging out this morning, Tom. This was
Oh,
lovely.
thank you for
Sorry,
having
Tom,
me.
if I spared you. I apologize.
And
It's all good. It was a great it was just a great session of just like nerding out about pens and
Yeah,
just
it's
talking
so
about fun
fun.
stuff.
that is the goal. To be,
Yeah.
I think this has been our most on topic episode yet.
Huh.
So
Maybe.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Based on the first episode of this series, this has
Well,
been the most
that went
topic.
downhill when I talked about Costco. We won't bring that up again.
We won't, yeah. We see. I avoided saying the word Costco because we
No,
made
I
it
have to
this
get it
far
every time
without
I'm here.
mentioning them.
Yeah. No, I have to get it in now every time I'm here. It's like the tradition. I
Yeah.
didn't go this morning though.
You broke the habit.
I know. I broke my tradition.
Well, next time.
Yeah.
I don't know that there'll be a show in May because I'll have just come back from Chicago and May is busy. But I will. There will be a show in June as long as I can get a panel of people together. So,
Cool.
thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your weekend.
Fun.
Bye.
Bye.